All right, so when everybody's ready, we're going to start today's practice in 𝒱𝒾𝓃𝓎𝓶. So you'll come and lay down on your mat. You'll bring the soles of your feet together, creating a diamond shape with the legs. If you want, you can always put blocks underneath the legs just for some more added support. Bring one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart, and gently close down the eyes. Feeling the belly rise with each inhale, and feeling it fall with each exhale. Creating some mind-body awareness. Today's practice, I decided to focus and theme the class around the lotus flower, which tends to have a very powerful meaning in the world of yoga. This flower grows from mud and murky waters into this beautiful and clean and vibrant flower. And in yoga, we like to represent that as all the hardship that we go through in lives, that we're able to grow from it into something beautiful and strong. And as we move through today's practice, I want you to remind yourself that even through the worst, you still have the ability to overcome any of those hardships and grow from them into something beautiful and strong and so pure. We'll take a few more deep breaths here. Maybe setting an intention for today's practice. Rise the arms up and over the head. Taking a good morning stretch. And as you exhale, grab onto the legs and slowly bring the knees up towards the ceiling. We'll start with Recline Pigeon by lifting the right leg up and hooking the right ankle onto the left thigh bone. We'll lift the left foot off the ground and hook the hands underneath the left knee. Starting to feel a stretch in the glutes and the hips. Breathing into the stretch. On your next exhale, we'll release that left leg down and uncross the ankle. We'll take some windshield wiper movements. Come back to center and lift the left leg off the mat, rotating the hip and bringing the left ankle on top of the right thigh bone. We'll lift that right leg off the ground and hook the hands beneath the knee. This time feeling a stretch in the left glute and hip. Option to still have the eyes closed here. If the eyes are open, have a gentle gaze. On the next exhale, release that left leg back down to the mat. Uncross the ankle and take those nice windshield wiper movements again here. Bring the legs back to center. We'll straighten the left leg, flexing the left foot, and lift the right leg up towards the ceiling, keeping the foot flexed, and taking the hands and grabbing behind the hamstring. Starting to open up the hamstrings, creating warmth in the body. We'll slowly drop that right leg towards the right side of the floor, opening up the hip, keeping both feet nice and flexed, using that right hand as a kickstand for the leg. Bringing the left hand to the left hip, making sure your hip doesn't come off the mat. Slowly bring that leg back up to center. We'll grab the right leg with the left hand this time and slowly bring that right leg over your body towards the left side of your mat, coming into a nice twist. Down to the mat. Lift your left leg up, grabbing behind the knee or the hamstring. Finding that deep stretch. Then slowly begin to open that hip towards the left side. Bringing the right hand to the right hip, pushing down slightly. Bring that leg back up to center, grabbing onto the outside of the left leg with the right hand, and then slowly dropping to the right side of your mat, coming back to that nice spinal twist. The gaze is over the left shoulder. Bring that leg back up to center. And then hug both knees in towards your chest. Giving yourself a nice hug. Bringing the knee to the nose. And then slowly begin to rock on the spine until you come up to a seated position. We'll roll over the shin bones and come into a thunderbolt position. If this is uncomfortable on your feet, you can always take a block and put it underneath your hips. We'll take some seated cat-cows here by bringing the arms into cactus. We'll inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, bring the gaze in towards the belly button. lifting the chest, bringing the shoulder blades together on the spine. Exhale, pushing the shoulder blades away from one another, bringing the forearms to touch. Take a few rounds here to your own breath. After your next exhale, come back to a neutral position. We'll lift both arms up and over the head. Grab onto the left wrist with the right hand and slowly begin to pull towards the right side of the room, opening up the left side body. We'll inhale back to center, switching the grip with the wrists. And then we'll exhale as we lean towards the left side of the room this time. This time feeling the stretch in the right side body. Inhale back to center, and then release the hands down. And push back into your first downward facing dog of the evening. Pedaling out the feet by bringing one heel of the foot down to the mat at a time while bending the other knee. When you're ready, come into your expression of downward facing dog. We'll take 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A here. We'll inhale to slowly walk the feet in towards the hands. And as you exhale, we'll fold forward. Options have the knees bent and the hands on a block if that feels good for you. We'll inhale to Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Bringing the hands to the upper thighs or the shins. Bringing the shoulder blades together on the spine. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, slowly rise up, bringing the hands up and over the head. Exhale, bring the hands through prayer and place them at your sides for Tadasana. Inhale the arms up and over the head. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into a high plank. We'll take our first Vinyasa here. We'll inhale to rock forward. Exhale, bend the arms, 𝒕𝒫𝓃𝓎𝒃. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale, pushing it back into downward facing dog. We'll inhale to bend the knees or step and walk to the front of the mat. Or exhale as you jump to the front of the mat, folding forward for that Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, arms over the head. Exhale, hands through prayer for Tadasana. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands through prayer, Tadasana. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to 𝒱𝓶𝑘𝓐 Vinyasa. We'll inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, place the foot in between the hands, adjusting as needed. We'll pivot the back foot so it's parallel with the back of the mat. Coming into 𝒱𝒂𝓃𝓎𝒂 2, Warrior 2. The gaze is at the front, middle finger. The arms are nice and strong, making sure that back arm doesn't drop down, but it stays in alignment with the front arm. Finding strength here. We'll inhale to flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior, keeping the front knee bent. And on your next exhale, we'll cartwheel the arms down and step back, 𝒱𝓶𝑘𝓐 Vinyasa. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. And then plant the foot in between the hands, coming back into that 𝒱𝒂𝓃𝓎𝒂 2. On your next inhale, we'll straighten the front leg, and we'll start bending the back leg, coming into Skandasana, bringing the hands into prayer, or fingertips on the mat. Feeling a nice stretch in the inner thigh. Your left foot can either be flat on the floor, or you can be balancing on the toes. Keeping the spine nice and straight. And then knee pointing up towards the ceiling. We'll slowly begin to walk towards the front of the mat, planting the hands or stepping back to 𝒱𝓶𝑘𝓐 Vinyasa. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, plant the foot, come back into that 𝒱𝒂𝓃𝓎𝒂 2. Staying here briefly. Inhale to straighten the front leg. Exhale as you bend the left knee, coming back into Skandasana. Using the hands if needed, we'll inhale to shift the weight into the front leg, grabbing onto a block if needed. We'll balance on the right leg as we lift the left leg up and back for Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose. Keeping a slight bend in that right knee. Using the glutes to lift that left leg up. Your left hand can either be on the hip, or you can extend it towards the ceiling. Slowly and with control, we'll release that left leg back to the mat, Virabhadrasana 2. We'll inhale to flip the front palm and exhale to reverse our warrior. On your next exhale, we'll cartwheel the arms back to the front of the mat. Step the right foot back to meet the left and take a vinyasa. We'll inhale to lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, place the foot in between the hands. Pivot the back foot so it's parallel with the back of the mat. And we'll come into Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. Again, making sure that back arm doesn't drop down, but it stays in alignment with the front. The gaze is over the left middle finger. We'll inhale to flip that front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior, keeping a nice bend in the left knee. And on your next exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands back to the front of the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right and take a vinyasa. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. And then plant the foot at the front of the mat. Coming back into our Virabhadrasana 2. We'll inhale to straighten that front leg. And as we exhale, we'll bend the right leg, coming into Skandasana on the second side. This time feeling the stretch in the left inner thigh. Slowly begin to walk the hands to the front of the mat. And step the left foot back to meet the right and take a vinyasa. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, plant the foot in between the hands. Coming back into warrior 2. Inhale to straighten the front leg. Then exhale, coming back into Skandasana. We'll slowly begin to walk the hands to the front of the mat, grabbing any blocks that you need. We'll bring all of our weight into the left foot as we lift the right leg up, coming into Ardha Chandrasana on the second side. Option to lift that right arm up towards the ceiling. Keeping the chest nice and open here. And then slowly with control, we'll bring that right foot back to the mat, coming back into our Virabhadrasana 2. We'll inhale to flip that front palm and exhale to reverse our warrior. On your next exhale, cartwheel the arms to the front of the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right and take a vinyasa. touch. And we'll come into a child's pose for a brief second here. Option to take some water if you need it. If you're in child's pose, you can bring the forehead down to the mat. The hip bone should be touching your heels if that's accessible to you. Taking 2 more deep breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly push back up into your downward facing dog. We'll inhale to step or hop to the front of the mat. And slowly rise up into our Utcatasana chair pose. Bring the hands to prayer and slowly begin to shift the weight into the left foot as you lift the right leg up. We'll externally rotate the hip and bring the right ankle to the left thigh for a figure 4 shape. Slowly deepen the bend in that left knee. Option to bring the hands to the floor until you come and you're balancing on your left toes. Option to bring some blocks to your side. Keeping the right foot nice and flexed. We'll practice a little toe balance here. Maybe you take one hand off the block at a time. Maybe you try to clap as you keep both hands off the mat. And when you're ready, moving any blocks out of your way, we'll slowly twist towards the left side and come into a downward facing dog at the back of the mat. We'll inhale to step or hop to the front of the mat. And we'll come into that Utcatasana at the back of the mat. Bringing the hands to prayer. Slowly shifting that weight into the right foot as you lift the left foot. We'll externally rotate the hip and cross the left ankle on top of the right knee. And then slowly begin to deepen the bend in the right leg. Coming into that toe squat at the back of the mat. Again, maybe lifting one hand off the mat at a time. Maybe trying to clap your hands and find balance. And when you're ready, we'll twist back over to the left side. Come into our downward facing dog. We'll push forward into our high plank and take a vinyasa here. As you inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, plant the foot on the outside of your right hand, coming into a lizard lunge. Maybe slightly rocking back and forth. Option to take a block underneath the forearms for a deeper stretch. Also an option to drop that left knee to the mat. We'll move any props out of our way, lifting that back knee, and then we'll jump that left foot forward, coming into our Malasana or Yogi squat. Option to stay here in Malasana, with or without a block. Or if crow is in your practice, you can practice that now by bringing the hands shoulder width distance apart. The knees come onto the back of your biceps. And you'll shift the weight forward as you chaturanga the arms and lifting the feet off the ground. And then when you're ready, come back into your Malasana. Rolling out the wrists, one way and then the other. Plant the hands at the front of the mat. Step back into plank and take a Vinyasa here. We'll inhale to lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, place the foot towards the outside of your left hand, coming into lizard lunge on the second side. Maybe rocking forward and back again here. Option to come on your forearms by bringing a block underneath them. Bringing the right knee down to the mat if that feels good for you. We'll move any props out of our way. Lift the back leg up. And then slowly bring that foot forward, coming back into your Malasana. Again, option for crow here if it's in your practice. When you're done playing, you can roll out the wrists again. We'll come back into that high plank and take our last Vinyasa here. We'll walk the feet forward, coming into a seated position. We'll take fire log here, keeping the left leg on the mat. We'll bring the right leg up and over the left, and we'll stack the shin bones, one on top of the other, keeping the feet nice and flexed. If this is too intense, you can always take a block and place it underneath that right shin bone and knee. lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, fold forward. Option to bring the forearms to the mat. Really opening up the hips here. Slowly walk yourself back up. We'll uncross the shins and windshield wiper the legs here. Really making sure to bring both knees down to the mat. Come back to center, and we'll take this on the second side. This time, the right leg is on the bottom. The left shin bone stacks on top of the right. Again, option for that block underneath the left knee. We'll inhale to lengthen the spine. And as we exhale, we'll fold forward. Keeping the feet nice and flexed here. If you want to go deeper, you can always come onto the forearms. We'll slowly walk ourselves back up, uncrossing the shin bones and taking those windshield wiper movements again here. Making sure that the knees completely touch the mat as you go from side to side. We'll come back to center. Option to take half lotus pose by bringing the right foot up and placing it inside the hip crease. I'll adjust my seat so you can see better here. You can take half lotus here, or you can come into the full expression, whichever leg feels better on top. I know for me, my left foot feels better if I place it in the hip crease first. And then I'll lift my right leg and cross it over the left, coming into full lotus. From here, we can take a lotus mudra by bringing the bottom of the palms together, bringing the pinkies together, and bringing the thumbs together. And we'll bring that lotus mudra to our heart. We'll close down the eyes here. Remembering that you can grow from all of your hardships, much like the lotus flower that grows from the dark and murky waters. If you took half lotus, you can switch the legs now. We'll breathe into the discomfort here, knowing that discomfort is only temporary. Slowly blink open the eyes, release the mudra, and uncross the legs. We'll take those windshield wiper movements once again. Come back to center. We'll bring the right foot in towards the hip bones. We'll lift the left leg up and over the right, keeping the left foot flat on the mat, coming into half Lord of the Fishes. We'll hook the right elbow onto the left knee, and we'll twist open to the left side of your room, bringing that left hand behind you. The gaze is over the left shoulder. As you inhale, the spine becomes taller. And as you exhale, you twist a little bit deeper. We'll inhale to come back to center. We'll uncross the left leg. And this time we'll bring the left foot in towards the sit bones. We'll cross the right leg over the left, keeping the foot nice and flat on the mat. We'll lengthen the spine. And we'll bring the left elbow to the right knee, twisting open to the right side for half Lord of the Fishes on the second side. Your gaze is over the right shoulder. When you're ready, slowly begin to unravel. Taking any final movements you need here before setting up for your Shavasana. Option to take your regular corpse pose by bringing the legs long and wide off the mat. Or you can come back into that 𝒱𝒾𝓃𝓎𝒶 posture by bringing the soles of the feet together, creating that diamond shape with the legs. But this time keeping the arms wide off the mat with the palms facing up. We'll gently close down the eyes, bringing awareness to the breath as we let the mind become still. Slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Rolling out the wrists and the ankles. If you took 𝒱𝒃𝓃𝓎𝓶𝓈𝒶, you can straighten the legs now. And on your next inhale, we'll lift the arms up and over the head, taking a nice good morning stretch. As you exhale, you can roll onto your right side body, coming into a fetal position. Slowly push off your left hand and come back to Sukhasana or easy seat. Maybe bringing back that Lotus Mudra and keeping the eyes closed here. If you feel lost, disappointed, hesitant, or weak, return to yourself, to who you are, here and now, and when you get there. You will discover yourself like a lotus flower in full bloom, even in a muddy pond, beautiful and strong. As you leave class here today, anytime something comes up that might feel painful, that might make you sad or angry, remind yourself that those feelings will pass, and the lessons you learn will help you grow. We'll chant Om one time here. If you're new to chanting Om, feel free to just listen. We'll slowly inhale. Om. Inhale the arms up and over the head. Exhale, bringing the hands to prayer. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste, yogis.